I never put no prices on the beef until we end the shit.
Yo, yo. What up, Dallas? How's it going? Good morning, good morning. Morning, morning. Catch the Cowboys-Eagles game? Nah, man, I was doing schoolwork all day yesterday. Did watch a little bit of the hockey game. Got some eggs, toast, and a Celsius. So there you go. What's up, Tyrone? How's it going, man? I didn't realize what time it was, man. I just threw on some clothes real quick. Yo, what up, Robbie? How's it going, man? What's up, DS? How's it going over there? I see you guys on the tube. Appreciate you watching. Did you guys have a good weekend? Are you planning for trading to be side income? No. I mean, it's a very good side income for, you can make it that, but for me, it's a little more than that. What's up, Paul? How's it going, man? Yeah, I'm in school right now. When I finish school, this will be what I'm doing full time. This is too lucrative to do anything else for me personally. It's not that way for everyone that does it, but for me personally, I've tasted enough success with trading so far that I've decided that this is definitely where I want to focus my energy and my time. What up, what up? Hugo, what up? Good to see you too, man. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, still focused on school. Still locked in. Spent all weekend focused on it. Writing papers, studying Japanese, recording Japanese videos for a project. What's up, Taylor? How's it going? Sloan, what up? Is it Alicia? Alicia? Did I say that? Or Uisha? Unisha? How's it going? Morning to you too. Everybody's all spry and ready to get after it this morning. I was thinking there weren't going to be that many people getting on today. What's up, bro? I was waiting on you, man. Appreciate that, dude. Morning, boss. How you doing? I'm doing okay, Trey. Be interested to see how I know this chart probably looks kind of marked up right here, but these are, I think, some important higher time frame PD arrays to pay attention to. Dan, doing good. What is C-Bomb doing? Is it normal to have I'm imagining you're going to say on Thanksgiving week. I don't remember there being news last year or the year before. I could be wrong. Somebody could correct me. I don't remember trading. I don't remember trading New or Thanksgiving week last week. I've been ready. I was dreaming of candlesticks last night. You talking about last week, Adam? Does Bookmap show volume? Yeah, that's what Bookmap is. Yeah, it's got a look at the top right corner of the. I don't know if it shows. I guess it's not showing on the stream. It's got a volume indicator and a order book like depth. I don't know how you even say it. I don't even know what it is. I know how to read it. Order book imbalance. That's what it is. Bro, take a trade. I want to see you lose money. That is you might be joking, but what you might be surprised to discover is that there's a lot of people who actually do feel that way, man. Preying on the downfall. Always ready. Been sick for over a week now, though. Yeah, I'm still fighting off. I don't know if you can hear it. Some crap going on, like a head cold almost. I hope you feel better, though, man. I hope you get over that before Thanksgiving. Another blessed week ahead of us, absolutely. Is it normal to have news like this on Thanksgiving week? Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to say. I don't remember in the past years there being news on Thanksgiving week, but I could be wrong. I don't remember that being the case. I also don't think that this is the first year that I've streamed while trading. I don't remember trading Thanksgiving weeks in the past. Take an afternoon trade Friday. I think that's what it was. What time was that? Uh, 14:01. Was that 2:01? So yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, last Thursday and Friday, both days, man, I just kind of like I took some pretty aggressive, I don't know if you want to call them scalps. I guess that's by definition what they kind of were, but they were basically pretty aggressive positions, heavily influenced by what I was seeing on the book map, but also supported by the market structure that I was reading. I was waiting for, clear direction of what we were doing there. And what I waited for was price to pull back into a gap. I think on Thursday it was like a 5-minute gap, maybe a 4-minute gap, something. And I immediately, once it dug into the gap and rejected out of it, I opened a position and put my stop immediately just above where the gap was. So if it ran on me, I think I was risking $500 or $600 a trade. And the upside of it was, I think I made the one on Friday, I made $1,000 per account, per funded. Something like that, very close to it. I think my Apex accounts all cut, because I have them at that take profit level, is around like $600 or $700 or whatever. And then the TPT accounts, I think I ran them up to $1,900 a piece because we took 2 trades. Took that trade for $1,000 and then took one more for like $900. So yeah, dude, been really enjoying using the book map. Nah, it's a 4-hour. This is ES, so this is a 4-hour. It is mismarked though, it looks like. So you could be right. You are right. I'm tripping, dude. Thank you for that. I meant to mark the 4-hour right here. Thank you for that. Like I said, I was out of it just a few minutes ago, dude. I was trying to knock out the last little bit of schoolwork. I wasn't even dressed at like 8:55. So I had to hurry up and go brush my teeth and get dressed. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, now this looks super crowded with that. I'm going to put that on the we'll just remember that we're inside of a 4-hour bearish gap right here. I do take daily payouts from TPT if they'll. Well, I'm not with them, so I don't mind saying this. I would say this either way anyway. But dude, I haven't been able to get them. They're on a backlog supposedly right now. I don't know if anybody else is having this issue. If you go Google it, I've been waiting for a payout from TPT since Wednesday. I have 3 payouts stacked up. I have a total of. I made per account on Wednesday, I made 34. I made like $3,700 times 5. So there's one payout. And then on Thursday, I made, I think it was 1,000 times 5. And then on Friday, I made 1,900 or so times 5. And I'm waiting for all those payouts right now from TPT. That's a lot of money stacked up. And I've emailed them several times and been like, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable trading these accounts before I get the money withdrawn from them because the money's just stacked up in the accounts. So kind of pissed me off this morning to see them put out a advertisement for a sale they have going on when I can't get them to respond to an email. What's up, MM? How's it going, man? Is the music coming from my stream? I have no music on. Yo, I vape and I've had a lot of struggle trying to quit. Got any tips? Throw that bitch out the window and don't ever buy another one, man. It's exactly what I did. I was driving down the road. Literally, I know it's probably not good to litter, but I was like, dude, I'm so tired of this and I can't stop hitting it. And I just threw it out the window and did not go buy another one. And stop putting yourself around people who do vape for at least a period of time until you feel comfortable. Are they having money issues? That's not. I mean, who knows, man? I don't know their financial situation, but from my understanding, it's because of the holiday season and just an influx of people requesting payouts. Now, who knows, man? Who knows? I blew 200K fundeds from revenge trading. I'm buying my 3rd next Friday. Yeesh. You got this, man. Don't do that. Don't revenge trade. You know better. See anything yet? I'm not taking a pre-market trade. We got 16 minutes till market opens. Pre-market long was clean, yeah. You talking about off this inversion? Or are you talking about off this? Yeah, it was. What's up, Dre? How's it going, man? Yeah, Zach, I don't know. It's a little frustrating, man. It's kind of like if it was just like a couple $100 stacked up, that wouldn't be a big deal. But you're talking a pretty decent amount of money just kind of sitting there waiting. Do you trade live here every day? I do. Could very well be their financials. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I hope that's not the case. That would really suck. Or to have both, Zane. Or to have both, you know. Definitely a good reason to diversify over multiple firms if you are going to solely use prop firms. What do I expect from today's market? Not a whole lot, man. It's a no news Monday on a Thanksgiving week. I mean, we're sitting in the middle of a 4-hour bearish gap right now on ES. We got a lot of bullish momentum here. I think at least to these, maybe to these highs. We'll see though. Just have to see what market wants to do when it opens. How's it going, Jeff? No way they finessing. I hope not, man. I hope not. I have no reason to think that. I've never had an issue with them before. Never had an issue with them not like doing a. I mean, their payouts are pretty immediate, dude. Like in the past, this is the first time I've ever had any sort of delay. You'll be able to sue if they don't pay out, right? No. Well, if they don't pay out, if it's because they're broke, what am I going to sue? I mean, you can sue for anything if you want. Doesn't mean you'll win. But I don't think that. I'm not worried about it, man. They'll get their stuff together. It's just a holiday thing. I'm sure it is just a holiday thing. Just an influx of people. It is a bad look, though, that their customer service can't respond to people, yet they can post sales on their social media, though. Yeah, and Zane, I would agree with you on like there are a lot of prop firms that are probably would fall under that category, but TPT is pretty legit. I mean, they've been in the space for a decent amount of time. They're anybody who's been in this space for an extended period of time will tell you TPT is one of the legit firms out there. Usually pretty straight up. Where are your marks that you had up top? What do you mean? Which marks? I have a question. I passed my first eval and was able to get a payout, but waited to get the buffer that blew the account. Should I have took the payout? Yes. I think if you had a payout before? If you've never had a payout before, I say take it as soon as you can. As soon as you're eligible, even if it's a small amount, because it does something psychologically for you that that most traders need to have happen. It breaks some sort of barrier psychologically. So I definitely think, no, that was my first eval too. Okay, dude, that's awesome. You passed your first eval and we're eligible for a payout. That's sick, dude. You're on the right track. Yeah, I definitely would take a payout when you get the chance next time, which it should happen soon for you if you're having that much success. How much buffer should I make before payout? Take the payout as soon as you can, man. I mean, you have to. Most firms require you to reach a buffer of whatever your drawdown is. So if you're trading with Apex and it's a 50K account, you're required to make at least the buffer plus $100, which would be $2,600 total. And then whatever's above that, you can withdraw. TPT, it's $2,000 for a 50K. You look like that guy from CNBC. Which one? Yeah, there's a psychological. Yeah, that is it. Braden? Is that how you say your name? Braden. Um, you probably, dude. This trading in general, man, it's such a mind game. So just start doing what you were doing, where you passed the eval and were eligible for the payout. Get back to that. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to force anything. Slow and steady. Look at it like a marathon, not a sprint. Just take base hits on a daily basis if they present themselves, and let the process play out. Don't try to rush it. Did you have a point in your trading career, Robbie, that I wish it was snowing here, man? I don't mind the snow. It's actually kind of warm here. Um, did you have a point in your trading career when you changed something or multiple things, you started to see much better results? Yes. When I stopped forcing trades, when I got to the point where I was fine watching a trade go on without me and me missing a trade and not feeling some sort of emotional reaction to it, when I got more comfortable with just sitting on my hands and letting the market play out and show me what it wants to do. And the other thing, without a doubt, is implementing Bookmap into my toolkit. Bookmap is a game changer. Joe, no, this isn't GC. This is ES. It's ES. We bounce on ES and NQ. Slow, smooth, fastest, right? That is correct. What's your bias for today? I think we could potentially be looking at a rebalance of this move. Potentially. We'll see though. We're sitting inside of a 4-hour bearish gap right now, so we're going to have some resistance on the way up if we do continue going higher. The other thing, DS, you asked me what was the thing that changed, that I started to see better results. The other thing is being okay with taking a loss, man. There's a book called The Best Loser Wins, and that book helped me out a lot. And I think most people, we as human beings, have such a hard time admitting when we're wrong. That's just, for some reason, some people are better than others, but all of us don't like to admit when we're wrong to some degree. And when you lose a trade, it is a confirmation that you were wrong. So that's it's an ego blow. It's a it's almost a doubting to your intellect. There's a bunch of different things that go on when you lose a trade, and you have to find a way to say none of those things are true. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a failure. All those things, those negative things, that signals that you send yourself when you lose a trade. And all of those things, typically for most people that are new or that don't have a handle on their psychology yet, lead to them taking another trade and feeling like they have to prove that they are not those things. And I feel like you just have to have the ability to say, hey, I was just a bet. The market had a different idea at that time. I might have saw price exactly correct. Just it was a game of probability, and I was wrong that time. I'll get the next one. And it's not a big deal. And not feeling like you have to end the day chasing your losses. You can be fine ending the day on a red note without blowing your accounts or making your losses worse than they already are. Once you get to that point, and you can just restart the next day rather than chasing losses and blowing accounts. That also is a huge game changer. What's up, Tristan? How's it going, man? Yeah, Ducati. I would say those are probably the two biggest things people do hate. I think my list is a little different, but those are definitely on the list. What's up, Jay? How's it going, man? Brian, what up? What indicator do you use? I don't currently have any indicator on. I use the ICT kill zone and pivots to mark out these session highs and lows. And I use the fair value gap, the Nephew Sam indicator for these gaps that I have marked out. But currently I don't have anything turned on. I hand mark these with the ray tool and then with the rectangle tool. Samad, I'm thinking potentially we're going to try to rebalance this move right here, make up some of this. But we are in the middle of a 4-hour bearish gap, so if we're pushing through, you see this 4-hour gap I have marked out here. If we're pushing through, trying to rebalance this massive dip that we had on Thursday, I think it's gonna be a slow process. So we're just gonna have to stay patient. We could have a situation where we come up and take some of these highs. I should probably mark out some of these highs just for reference point. Buy side highs. We could come up and take some of these highs, sweep some of these highs, and then just reject hard out of them and drop, and then keep going up. So it could be one of those days where if you're in a long, you need to be trailing your stops pretty tight. We'll see though. I might not take anything. I mean, if I don't see something that's like, oh, that's a good looking setup, or something on the book map that's just completely obvious, I probably won't take anything. We'll see though. Just got to be patient. You talking about the new week opening gap, Jay? Potentially. I mean, we did fill it on ES. As you can see, it's kind of, I need to make this brighter somehow. I don't know why this is so like not bright, but we did fill it on ES. NQ, I think there's a little bit more. Yeah, could have dug a little deeper here to fill this, but on ES we did fill it. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. What's up, Matt? How's it going, man? Struggle with psychology because took a paper trade and got a 3-to-1 perfect entry, trailed my stop loss, perfect TP. When I go to my funded, dude, that's a very common thing. Go to my funded, I'll put on a trade and normally we'll exit too early. Yeah, that is a very common thing. There's a psychological thing going on there, and you just gotta. Sometimes what would help with that, what would help me in the past with that, is sizing down tremendously and setting it and forgetting it. Almost just like, dude, turn your mouse off or walk away. Just let it run. Literally just let it run. You know, don't even worry about trailing your stops. Don't even worry about that. Just put on 1 micro, 2 micros, and just work on the ability to watch the trade play out the way you thought that it would. Let your plan unfold. Sometimes that helps. Not always, but it helped me doing that. Set and forget, I'll go take a bath and come back. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. What time frame are you on? This is the 15-minute. We got 2 minutes here. 2 minutes till market open. Let's lock it in. What up, Dean? Talk to me. What's up, Randall? How's it going, man? Waiting for market opens here in a minute and 30 seconds. These are not indicators. I don't have an indicator turned on. This is hand drawn. Hand drawn by reference of an indicator, though. This is ICT kill zone and pivots, and FEG/IFEG Uncle Sam. Those two. But we got market open here in a minute, so let's dial in here and see what we got. Didn't take a trade, but you want to punch yourself. Dude, no, that's fine. It's fine to watch a trade go. Even if it would have played out the way you thought, that's fine. It's better than taking a bad trade. Oh. You've been streaming on TikTok or YouTube longer? Roughly the same, but TikTok slightly longer. Didn't take a trade. I saw that. What church do you go to? A place called Summit. You need some house slippers, my boy. I need some marble floors. Here we go. A lot of orders coming into the downside here. It is definitely a LaCroix. You know the deal. Do you only trade ES or do you trade leading indices? I've been really liking the way ES moves, man. For the past couple of weeks, I've really been liking ES. So I will switch up trade NQ and ES, but most of the time I'm sticking with ES recently. Yeah, it's pretty wild, Tristan. I think it's because other people probably aren't trading today. Who knows? How many LaCroix a day do you get in? I really only have like 2 or 3. After I get off stream, I don't really drink anymore. I have a big water jug that I drink out of. I want to start going to church, but I don't know how to start doing so. Just go, man. Seriously, just go. I mean, there's all kinds of anxieties about going to church for the first time, but once you do it and you get in there, it's going to be one of the most welcoming. In my experience, I haven't been to a church that wasn't super welcoming and just really inviting. Not all of them feel the same. Like, not all of them feel like, oh man, this is where, like, this is home. But they all do feel welcoming. They all feel, and there's something to gain. I've gotten something from every church that I've been to. Got to trim the plant so it'll grow more. Dude, it needs sun. My girlfriend keeps like harping on me that I need to put it in the sun, but then I wouldn't be able to have it behind me in the stream. So I got to get, I'm looking at a little, like a fake, what's it called? What's the Japanese cherry blossom? A little like miniature cherry blossom. I feel like that would look good back there. I might throw that back there. What's the lunch highs? During the 12 to 1 p.m. Lunch hour. Man, we are pushing hard right here. Quarter zip. You better believe it. Excuse me. I actually just this morning ordered several more. So, what's up, Green Boy? What up? How's it going, man? Samir, what up? Weekend was good, man. A lot of schoolwork, tons of schoolwork. Got in a little bit of Arc Raiders. Was able to play a little bit of Arc Raiders, a little bit of Red Sec on Battlefield. Very limited though. Had some solid workouts. Went on a couple good runs. It was a good weekend. So you're killing the plant for views? Nah, man, the plant's good. We talk on a regular basis. He says he's fine with it. I move him in front of the sun occasionally. He says it, you know, he's not a needy guy, you know. He's very appreciative of the attention that I give him. So if he starts complaining about it, I'll definitely move him more into the sun. Back to the trade on the 5-minute FEG, market open, and it was risky, but it hit. There you go. There are a bunch of orders coming in higher here, so we could keep pulling up. Red Sec got too many bugs. I haven't had that many. There's a couple that I've noticed, like there's a couple of houses on a section of the map that like you just kind of fall through them. But that's the only thing I've really noticed. What are you looking for this morning? To be honest, I would have wanted to see a pullback and then potentially target this long to these highs. But now at this point, I want to see how we're going to react in this 4 hour. If we take this buy side and then the book map lights up to the downside, I might be interested in trying to take a short, but we'll see. Right now, we're just pushing super hard. We got a bunch of orders up at 66.88. So this could just keep really pulling up. Barely holding on. Hit my daily limit for today. There you go, Zach. That's awesome, man. Google hit all-time highs. Nice. Yeah, that's what I've noticed too, Mahanad. That section of there's a section of the map where those houses are definitely bugged. I'm sure they'll fix that here in this next update. Appreciate that, Braden. Yeah, I think slow and steady and patience is the best way to approach this. Being too reactionary or like impulsive will definitely cost you money in this industry. Amen, Stephanie. Amen. Jesus is King. Speaking of, let's get a little Bible verse in here. You posted a little verse of the day, Tristan? There he is. He did. This is Psalms 37, 23 through 24. If the Lord delights in a man's way, he makes his steps firm. Though he stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. Amen. I like that. Is this your viewer record? I'm not sure, man. I don't know. I don't watch it that closely, to be completely honest. But I think it's like, I want to say it's a little higher than this, but I don't know. It could be. What's up, Arthur? How's it going, man? Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Amen. True that. Is trading a sin? No. I think you've hit 600 before. Probably have. We just lost about 40 viewers with me reading a Bible verse, so it's kind of funny. Ave Christus Rex. Absolutely, Evan. You know the deal, bro. Doing all right, man. Arthur, I'm doing well. Had a good weekend, very productive. We're dumping now. It's after we swept these highs. See if it's just a retracement for a move higher or if it's going to keep pulling down. Christian, do you rotate between Apex and TPT, or what's your general routine? I trade both at the same time, but I have my TPT account or my Apex account set on Trade-Evate to take profit as soon as I'm in a trade that hits, as soon as I reach $600 or $700, I calculate it. Before every session, I make sure I calculate exactly how much is the max profit I can make per account without violating the 30% windfall rule. I do that calculation for each of my 20 funded accounts and put that in. I manually put it into Trade-Evate so that if I hit that level, it closes the trade automatically for that account. And then obviously my TPT, they can make as much as I want in a day without hitting some sort of violation. So I keep my leader account as TPT. All the Apex accounts are running in the background, and I don't even really think about them. I check them at the end of the day to make sure, or at the end of a trade to make sure everything's closed out and make sure there's no limit orders left. But yeah, that's how I go about it. I save so much money by watching how patient you are. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad to hear it. That makes doing this very worthwhile to me, that it's helping people. You can copy trade firms together with a trade copier. Yeah, I use TradeSyncer. So you can copy any firm that's connected through Trade-Evate. You can sign into your Trade-Evate or Rhythmic, or I only use Trade-Evate. So all of my firms that I use with Trade-Evate, I can sign into TradeSyncer with. Are you doing that in Excel or something that calculates for you? No. I go to my total profit, whatever my total profit currently is for that account, and I multiply it by 0.3. I take that number, I subtract 200 just to leave room for slippage, and that's the number I use as the total take profit. So that keeps me from earning more than 30% of the total profit value in the account. Bookmap was just lit up pretty solidly to the downside here, and then it's kind of thinning out around 66.55. So we got about 10 points left that we could dip, but I'm not yet ready to get in. What would you like to see in order to take a trade? Christian, I just want to say thank you for teaching me the importance of patience. Bryson, I love that, man. Happy to help, dude. I'm looking for a solid confirmation that we're going to want to go in one direction versus the other. That's about the easiest way I can sum it up. It could be long, it could be short. If we tab back into one of these high time frame PD arrays, I think I'd be looking for a long out. But now that we've swept these highs, we could just be dumping. ES swept these highs right here. It's looking like it's turning around slightly. I'd want to see, in order to get in on a short, you'd want to see an inversion of a major gap right here. This 5 minute to the downside might be interesting. You still got these 15-minute gaps below us here, so could just be one of those days where we're unsure of exactly where it wants to go, so we're just going to stay super patient. Maybe the book map will give us a better indication of what price wants to do. Most colleges give you the week off. Not my college. I have class today and tomorrow. Class at 11:15 today, man. It's unfortunate. What's your biggest advice for unprofitable traders? Patience. Being able to do exactly what we're doing right now and not feeling some sort of anxiety like price is running away without you. You got to feel like an assassin, man. That's how you got to look at this. You're waiting for price to reveal exactly what it wants to do, and as soon as it's at a vulnerable point, you're going to take a chance to capitalize. Let it show its hand and wait for it to be very clear, and then take a chance, take a very calculated chance. Samir, yeah, I need to do that, man. I need to make a video about that. I need to make a bunch of videos. I have about 20 different YouTube and TikTok video scripts that I've written up that I just haven't recorded anything for yet. I just haven't had time. Studying economics. Currently, economics, Japanese, and real estate. Randy, if we get a setup, I absolutely will. If I'm live and I get a setup, most definitely you'll see exactly what trade I take. What up, Pete? How's it going, man? Did you have a good weekend? Isn't it difficult to go to college knowing that you make more than 100K in a month? Yes. Very. But when you start something, man, you got to finish it. You got to see it through to the end. I have a year and 1 semester left. So. What's up, Payne? Appreciate that, man. Morning to you, too. Yeah, Pete, it was a good weekend. It was a productive weekend. Got a lot done. This short definitely was a nice move here. I think we're going to pull back at least into this 1 hour, maybe into the 2 hour, and go for London low here. We'll see. I didn't get it. There was nothing here that gave me an entry. We still had some buy side above us. So, yeah, this could just be a retrace. We do have orders stacked up on ES down to 66.45. Should be down in this 1 hour. Right down into here. So this would be a key level to keep an eye on for potentially a long out of it, or to see if we pick up momentum and keep going to the downside. What are you studying in school? I'm currently studying economics, majoring in economics, minoring in Japanese and real estate, double minor. I have a test that I didn't even study for. I'm cooked. That's not good, man. Gotta lock in. Did you mark out Asia? Yeah, I marked all that out. I use the ICT kill zone and pivots indicator to mark my sessions out. Are you using multiple strategies? I'm not, man. I typically, what I like to see, I mean, maybe you could say I am. Sometimes I am. Most of the time, I'm just looking for the unicorn setup. I like to see that specific model take place. I have been, I mean, completely transparent. I have been really relying on Bookmap and really trading a lot of order flow momentum setups recently. And they've been just short, aggressive trades where it's clear that Bookmap showed, like right now, I maybe wouldn't take this, but it's clear to the downside. We're going at least another maybe 5 to 10 points down right here. And we had a slight little pullback right there into this inversion. What my strategy over the past couple of weeks, what I've been doing that's kind of played out well is CE of this gap, I'd open a short position and aim for like 5 points, but I'd be sized pretty aggressively. So we would aim for the downside right here, 5 or 10 points. I wouldn't do it right now. I don't like trading right here at this hour with price still kind of trying to play itself out. They've both mostly been PM trades where price has really showed its hand for the day. But for the most part, I like unicorn setups. What age are you? I'm 32. The level at the top where you see the 136 orders, Samir, is 6688.75. What's a unicorn setup? I'll send you a video real quick, and you can, and when you get a chance, you can watch the exact video on what that setup looks like. But it's a pretty bread and butter trade, man. There it is right there in the chat on the tube there, Samir. Or was that Braden? Indicator reveal? Which indicator are you talking about? Cato, it's not extremely often, although we had one earlier in the week. Last week we had on the 4 minute we had that breaker, and then we had the 5 minute inside of it. We actually had two touchbacks. So we had one initial touchback on NQ that went for like 100 points, and then the second touchback actually went for 300 points. So there's been a couple recently that just absolutely would have paid the bills if you had taken it. I did take it. I just didn't hold it for that entire trade. See, that this is what I was talking about with if you had taken a touchback on this 5 minute inversion. These are the kind of trades that I was taking last week, where I would open up maybe 2 or 3 minis, a pretty large sizing, tight stop, and be targeting 5 or 10 points to the downside based on the book map. I don't recommend teaching. I don't personally want to teach people that way because I feel like it is riskier, but it's played out pretty well for me. I can't, Ricky. I tried. TikTok doesn't like it when I put YouTube links in the chat for some reason. But if you look up, if you go to YouTube and you search for the T-Trades video that is labeled breaker block and with the and symbol FVG entry model, that video, he talks about the unicorn. I'll copy and paste the exact title under. It's a T-Trades video. I think he breaks it down pretty well. This is the exact title of the video right there in the chat. What does the book map say? It's on the screen there with you, but right now we're looking at orders down to 66.40. Then it gets real thin right there. You can try it, Kyle. TikTok probably won't like it though. Usually it just doesn't even appear. Up 2K, done for the day. Got patience watching you, bro. Appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're up. Love seeing that. Took this short. What's up, Mock? How's it going, man? Yes, it does. Does the ICT kill zone and pivots show the different market? Yeah, the different session highs and lows. That's exactly what it does. Yeah. Thought I was producing music. Is patience the key to trading? Yes. Oh, you can't read it. My bad. Yeah, it's lit up down to 66.40. Milan. S&T on ES. Yeah, we touched right into that 1 hour gap and pushed right out of it. We do be careful here taking a long because we do still have orders stacked up to 66.40 on the book map, at least to 66.45, 266 buy orders down there, 132 or 128 down at 66.40, a bunch of orders in between that, in between those two levels. So this could be a retest to drop a little bit lower here and target London low potentially. Yeah, that's right. DS. Basically, the bubbles are like the market orders. They're taking place right now, and then the lines are the limit orders. What asset do you trade? This instrument is ES. We trade ES futures and NASDAQ futures. What is the orders indicator? It's a software called Bookmap. What platform are you charting on? This is called TradingView. It's a website called TradingView. Yeah, those orders, there's still orders down there on my book map, but it is thinning up to the downside here. So this could be a push out of that 1 hour. It's unclear to me exactly what it wants to do right now. That's why the whole reason I'm not in a trade. So not willing to hop in. You're up on the day, right, Zach? You hit your limit? There you go. That a boy. Have a great day, man. I'll see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I won't be live again until December 1st. So have a great Thanksgiving. Pass my eval. There you go. Congrats, man. Keep it up. And the ICT indicators are free on TradingView? Yeah, they are. Yeah. Later. I'm trading, Samir, I'm trading tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow, but not Wednesday or Friday. Obviously, not Thursday either. Market's closed Thursday. feel like you wait too long for an entry and miss those big swings. I don't. For me personally, man, I don't need to catch the big swings. I need to catch. Really, I just need to catch. 10 points or so on ES, and I'm good. I make enough money off of that where I don't need. I found way more success getting getting these smaller moves. Like if I would have taken a long off of this 1 hour inversion here, I mean, you're talking at the peak now, you would have had 17 points. So that would have been, if I was in for 2 contracts, that's almost $1,800 right there per account. You times that by 25. It's not a bad day. Not a bad day. Yeah, exactly, Coop. Shake the tree, take a leaf, and bounce. What do you think for trading Bitcoin? I don't really know, man. I see so many different opinions on that. People saying it's going to go down to 30,000 or something. Other people saying this is the bottom. I don't think anybody really knows. Yeah, Adam, I don't try to time crypto. You know, uh, on a pretty, standard basis, just throw some money at it. But I don't sit there and try to time the highs and the lows or anything like that. I don't play it like I play futures. I don't do anything like that. Just the routine investment, keeping a diversified portfolio is, and having Bitcoin be a part of it. Bitcoin went to 30K, the whole U.S. economy would crash. Randall, I think it's highly unlikely, but it's never impossible. Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, it's something that's way above my head in terms of all that, and I haven't really been able to talk to anyone that can explain it in a. Maybe this is too simplistic, but if somebody can't explain something to me on an elementary level, I feel like they themselves might not be able to understand it. And I have yet to have someone be able to explain specifically Bitcoin and its movements to me from an elementary standpoint. I understand the general concept of it. I understand blockchain. I understand all of that. But I don't know, man. I feel like and I understand that it's finite. I understand all those things. What's up, Nora? How's it going? Think it'll hit 76K and then go up? Yeah, I could see that. I know people that are just throwing money at it, which I think is a good idea. Just consistently throw a little bit here, a little bit there, percentage of your income. I've never traded meme coins, no. Is there a video on how to use Bookmap? Not necessarily one that I found that's really just like an all-encompassing how to do it, but there's a bunch of videos out there that little segments of it are very useful. So you kind of have to piecemeal the education together, BCS. But there's plenty of good ones out there, that have tidbits that are really useful information. My biggest tip would be don't overcomplicate your settings. Like there's so many different settings and so many different, look at this. See the buying pressure here you're seeing on the Bookmap with these buy orders coming in here? Look at that. You taking any trade? How did you get to have this kind of patience? No, I haven't. How did I get to have this kind of patience? I got tired of resetting accounts, man. I got tired of losing. I got tired of shooting myself in the foot, or like I say, hitting myself in the hammer, hitting myself in the head with a hammer. It's like, it's going to hurt, but you keep doing it over and over. Why do you do it? That was me. I got tired of that. Rich people wanted to go down so they can buy it all back. I know a lot of people sitting on a ton of cash right now waiting for a lot of things to dip so they can buy it. Warren Buffett's one of them, man. He's sitting on the largest cash reserve that he's ever had, is what I heard. The key levels marked as an indicator. I hand mark them, but there is an indicator that draws them out, like initially for me, like that. And then I hand mark them. This is the indicator. That's been my problem for years and still not profitable. Stick around, Fitz. I mean, I can't promise you that you'll be able to, like, signal bot me and take trades that'll make you a bunch of money. But I can tell you this, being in here, you'll be around a bunch of people, including myself, that are trying to exercise a great deal of patience in when they get into the market. And I think that's way more useful than having a problem in the other direction where you're just constantly getting into trades, opening and closing trades. I feel like you got to be like a sniper with this stuff. You got to get in and get out, and you got to time it appropriately. I like to wait for the market to show me what it wants to do. Like if it's going hard in one direction and just constantly going, I'll wait for a pullback and then get in and ride it for a little bit, ride it for 5 to 10 points, and then get out. Trust me, he made me pass 3 evals in a week after blowing countless evals. I love hearing that, Marlo. I love hearing that. The biggest thing is just being comfortable not taking a trade and being like, just because something runs without you doesn't mean that you're a bad trader or that you made a bad decision. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what's also cancerous, dude. If you have a losing day or you have a day where you just didn't see a setup, you didn't take a trade, and then you hop on TikTok or Instagram and you see, man, if you didn't take this trade today, you need to reassess your trade and you need to do this, you need to do that. That's cancerous, dude. Don't fall for any of that crap. If you didn't take a trade, don't feel like you did something wrong. Not taking a trade is fine. Not taking a trade is taking a trade. Not taking a trade is making a conscious decision to not do something to save yourself some money and potentially, set yourself up for a win going forward. Zero P&L is better than negative. Amen. Those are the bots paper trading, yeah. It is crazy how many people paper trade and then like post their P&Ls of paper trades. Bro, I blew 12 evals, and once I started watching him, I passed 1. Literally learned patience. I love seeing that, VC. We are lit up to the upside here. I'm going to show you guys on TikTok the book map real quick so you can see what I'm seeing. So we got orders. You see those flashes just below where we currently are in price. Those are orders trying to hop in the market down below us or get out. But there's orders flashing right below us. You can see it kind of holding price exactly where it is. And then you have all those limit orders above. So you have orders coming in right here, flashing, flashing, flashing. And then these limit orders are also, some of these are flashing too above us, but these are limit orders above. And that liquidity is basically lining up with this buy side liquidity that I have marked on the trading view. So you see buy side here, that's marked at 66.9250. And if you look at this, where this liquidity is at 66.9250 on the book map, right here, 66.9250 is this line right here. So all of this liquidity is between here and that level. So what could happen here is we could start taking out these limit orders and create momentum, and we could just blast right through that level all the way up to 6,700. So that's why you just wait and stay patient and see what it wants to do. I feel like half of this industry is fake. Yeah, daily P&L flexing, yeah. I'm always hesitant to do that, but at the same time, I'm not selling anything. I have nothing to gain from like lying about any of my stuff. I mean, yeah, you could maybe argue, yeah, well, you have viewers to gain, I guess, but like, what does that get me? I don't make any money off of TikTok, dude. I don't really get anything out of it. I'm doing it because I want to help people, so I don't understand why other people do it. There's not money to be made from it, unless you're just trying to boost your ego. The software is called Bookmap. Software is called Bookmap. You can go to bookmap.com. Yeah, selling courses to the Discord. Yeah, true. Make a mentorship. That's the whole reason I don't have one, man. I don't want to be one of those course sellers. I like helping people on these lives, and the whole reason I don't do a course or anything like that is I don't want to. I just want to make money from trading and then just do what I can to help people for free. Everybody start, Tristan, I'm good, man. Trust. I appreciate that, though. I do appreciate that. Spray tan? I need one, dude. I'm like literally translucent right now. Do you use a free version of Bookmap? No, I don't. I do not use a free version. I pay for it. All in, I pay about $110 a month, around there. All in. You're huge, bro. Appreciate it. Do I need that most expensive one? Yeah, there's a reason. The Global Plus is what you need, and I keep telling myself I'm going to remember exactly why that is. But yeah, Global Plus is the one you need. Can you explain order blocks? I can verbally. High, low, higher, high, lower, low. That combination. It's basically the last leg up before a sweep lower, or a last leg down before a sweep higher. Basically like this. Oh, order block. This is a breaker. My bad. I thought you said breaker. Yeah, that's a breaker right there. Breakers are very similar. But this is a breaker is what I look for in terms of my unicorn model here. We're not missing anything on the chart here. I'm looking at it on the book map. But for me to take a trade here, it's a 5-minute breaker. You had a sweep higher there. What I would want to see once that breaker is actually legitimately formed is a tap back into that breaker into a gap of some sort, clear draw and liquidity lower. And this is a part of the unicorn model that I try to take. Typically clear draw and liquidity, sweep of a major liquidity level, breaker formation, fair value gap inside of the breaker, retest of that gap, and a clear draw and liquidity in the direction that I want to target. Man, we were just getting a lot of buyers coming in here. We do have some orders coming back to 66.75, but I think that's just a pullback to the retest potentially for a higher move. I'm going to clean up some of this stuff on the chart. Yeah, there you go, William. It's the live data. It's something to do with live data. Obviously, the package in and of itself does not come with live data. You have to still purchase the CME data package. But there's a reason. Data Plus is the way to go, or Global Plus. Global Plus. Is there any chance you could make a video on your bookmap settings? Yeah, definitely could. I think I did that in the Discord. Might have just thrown up some screenshots. I can't remember what I put in there, but I need to do it and throw it on the YouTube. Still orders popping at this level down here that I have marked. How can I join the Discord? I'll shoot you the link. Right there. Any trades today so far? Not yet. Not yet, Raj. Looking to buy in the Bloomberg terminal. Damn, that just, see, I just grabbed those orders and just pulled right through them. That's what it takes, Payne. In my opinion, that's what it takes. Would have jumped in along right now if this was me a month ago. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. I'm not saying it isn't going to go long. I'm just saying I'm not willing to take a chance on it yet. This 1 hour tap back would have been nice, but we are getting some momentum to the downside here on the book map. Christian, send me coffee, please. You're on your way to Ding Dong Ditch Me. Is that you that keeps doing that, Ballas? Is that you? He was doing it again over the weekend, man. I had some funny videos. I don't want to be mean and post them, but they're hilarious. Big buy order just came in right there. You got the wrong ethnicity then. That's not you. These guys are Indians. Low-key seems like very manipulative movement. Yeah, definitely. I think it does want to go higher. This is what I was saying pre-market, man. I think we do want to push higher here, but we're in the middle of this 4 hour bearish gap. So there's just going to be a lot of these like pullbacks. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of resistance on the way up. So my fear is that eventually we got another, my mouse just died. That's not good. We have another, I'm going to mark some of these liquidity levels out here. We just swept this basically. We're getting ready to sweep it. A little buy side right there. I think we hit these key levels and potentially get pullbacks on each of these potentially. We'll see though. I'm going to keep these marked out. Probably about it. We'll keep an eye on those for right now. Would it be possible to check book map for NQ? Yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, you got orders up to 24,780 on NQ. So basically the wick close to this wick high right here. There's a wick here that I think it's going to target. This buy side here. I think that's the next major target on NQ. There's another one here that I think is also in play. That's at 24,928. So I think those are two key levels to target, but we'll see. I trade both, Danny. I trade ES and NQ, but mostly ES recently. I've been having much more success on ES. Just statistically, I pay close attention to my statistics. And over the past 6 months, I've had way more success on ES than NQ. Chris Bumstead. Just missed out on a really good trade. Hey, Benjamin, that happens, man. It's all good. I wouldn't say you missed out on a trade. You clearly identified it in your mind, and now you know next time that it's a good trade to take. Last month I remember you only had 100 people in the stream. This is crazy how fast you grow. Yeah, dude, it's pretty cool. Appreciate everybody being here too. Appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully you learned something, or I help you some way. Coop, you ever look at FinViz? FinViz? It's a pretty cool website to check out. I just wasn't fully convinced of it, Hugo. Mostly, oh, that's what you're watching? Yeah, I like that website, dude. I just wanted to see price. I wanted more time. I wanted the market to be open longer before I was really willing to get into a trade. I like to see, like I've said, I like to see the market show its hand. And these 15-minute wicks, that's a pretty aggressive 15-minute wick right there off the open. Strong rejection off that level. Could have potentially opened a long off this 1 hour gap. Bookmap was still lit up down here to London low, so I thought this pullback after the sweep we swept this level on NQ, and we had that pullback right afterwards. I was thinking that maybe price was headed down to the London low at that point. So I wasn't super comfortable taking the trade off of this 1 hour gap. So just wanted to see more evidence to support taking a trade. Hey, if you're up wide 225, if you're up on the day, man, I would not. You can't be mad about that. Do your best. I know it's easier said than done. Do your best to remove the emotion from it. Yeah, it's on ES, Samir. Lock yourself out just in case. There you go. Smart. That's a smart move, man. Just curious, and sorry to pause you while you're doing your thing, but what got you into this? I started trading like 4 years ago, Mandy, and then I discovered Forex, which is like currency trading. There's a guy that I know personally that trades currency, and I watched him do it, and I was like, hey, that looks easy. I can do this, and proceeded to absolutely lose my ass. And then discovered prop firms, which is like, I don't know how much you know about this, but prop firms are basically companies that will give you a test. Like they give you an account to trade with that's on simulated money. And if you reach a target profit and you follow their rules, then they'll move you to a funded account, which is still simulated money, but the payouts are real. Like you can request payouts and they give you actual money. And that's what this is. So you can trade personal capital, which I do also, which is your actual brokerage account. And then you can do this, which you're trading with a prop firm, and you could stack multiple funded accounts. Depending on the firm, they have a set limit. But you have very limited risk because your personal capital is not in the market. It's their funded account. And then you request payouts, and the payouts are real, just like if you were to pull out from your personal brokerage. But they keep a percent. Typically it's 10 or 20%, and you keep the rest. So that's what got me into it. That's kind of where I am. I hope you're doing well, by the way. Would you say funded accounts are worth it? And could I turn it into a full-time job trading? Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely turn this into a full-time job, man. Without a doubt. I know plenty of people that do very well for themselves doing this on a regular basis, on a daily basis. Some of the people who are the most successful in this industry, to be honest, are not on social media. You'll never know about it. It's kind of crazy. Like they don't ever post their trades. They don't ever talk about trading. It's just like a job. It's like they do it and they keep moving with their life. They also don't want people to know how much money they're making. I appreciate that. They don't need the ego boost. That's true. I think they also like the anonymity of it. Like they don't, Part of it is the anonymity. A lot of people have a fear of being targeted when people know how much money they make. You too, Mandy. Congrats on the marriage too, by the way. I don't think I've spoken to you since you got married. Christian, you almost at 1,000 on TikTok. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We got orders coming in here at 66.76 down below us, down to 66.75. So we could get a pullback here and then a blast through this level, or it could just continue straight through this. How many points do you usually target on ES? Man, it depends on the setup, but recently I've only been targeting 5 to 10 points. I mean, that trade that I posted the other day, I think that was like a 10-point trade, but I was in for 3 minis on the trade. So $150 a point times 10, you get in, get out. It stacks up. You keep a really tight stop loss. I wasn't risking more than $500. So pretty strong upside potential and limited downside. You immediately got to limit the downside though, and make sure that when you take a trade like that, your entry allows you, the market structure supports an entry that will allow you to have a tight stop without taking unnecessary risk. 66.76 lit up. Yeah, they keep yanking orders right there. I don't know if you can see that down there. Randall, he had 553 orders that he threw in there and yanked. What I think they're doing is they're fishing price. They're spoofing, trying to get price to go down so that they can get an entry, and they're potentially trying to target these longs. That's what I think is happening. I wouldn't call myself a scalper, Danny, but what I just described is definitely a scalp strategy. But I think I've been really heavily influenced by a guy named Rips. I don't know if anybody in here watches him. I'm sure you do. He's very big in the space, but his trading style is basically what I just described, man, where he's reading the book map and he doesn't trade ICT. He clowns on it, which is fine. A lot of people do. I like it. It makes sense to me, but he trades strictly order flow momentum trading with, what is it called? Auction theory, I think is basically what he goes off of. So what I just described of basically reading the book map and taking a trade like that and targeting a specific level based on book map evidence he has influenced me heavily in that department. It's just a trading style that I'm adding to the repertoire, if you will. What prop firms do you use? Currently I use TPT, Apex, and those are what I'm funded on right now, and I did just add my funded futures and alpha futures into the mix. Those are evals still though. I haven't taken a trade on, I've taken one trade on my funded futures accounts and no trades. Today's the first trading day on those alpha accounts. Just trying to, I'm at max allocation on Apex and TPT, so trying to continue to scale. Ever since I added order flow, it's been a game changer. Yeah, dude, Marlo, it's definitely a big help. Are you in longs, Zach? Is that what you said? We got orders coming in. We just swept up the last bit of the downside orders here, so it could start creating more momentum to the downside. Yep, 555 orders just came in lower, so this could just continue to come a little lower at 66.72. So down here, you just had 558 orders come in. You only trade on the 15-minute? No, but I'm using that as trying to keep a closer eye on things. Once I start dialing in on, hey, we're getting close to some market structure here that looks like I'm interested in a trade, I'll drop down to the lower time frame. Are you on Apex prop firm? I trade Apex, TPT, and now I'm at max allocation on Apex and TPT, and now I've added in my funded futures and alpha funded futures to the mix. Is there a deal going on? With Apex, there is, yeah. With Apex, I think TPT has a deal going on too. Apex has a really good deal. You know, you can scale up to 20 accounts with Apex, and that's what I do. I have 20 funded accounts. And right now, with code CWT, you can get 80% off of all size evals, and that gives you a $40 activation fee that's normally $140, but it's only $40 with that code, or any creator's code. But CWT is my code. So how many total accounts? I have 25 funded accounts right now. 3 evals. I haven't ever traded with Alpha. That's why I only have one of their accounts. I know my funded futures is good. I just wanted to add 2 more of those in for right now, because I'm thinking I might try to scale up the Alpha futures accounts first. So we'll see. Why don't you use FTMO? I'm not familiar with them, man. No reason in particular. I'm just not familiar with them. I'm more familiar with my funded futures and Curvemaster. It's Apex. What size are each of your Apex accounts? 50K. My Apex accounts are all 50K. My take profit accounts are 100K. Discipline, VC. That's good discipline, man. Added evals slowly, Marlo. Slowly. Started with 2, went to 3, then up to 5, and then 5 I went to 10, and then 10 I went to 15. 15 I went to 20 with Apex. Started with 1 TPT, moved to 2. Then once I was at 2, I added 2 more. Then I added the 3rd. Is it hard to get an Apex payout? I wouldn't say it's hard, but there are a bunch of rules that you have to be aware of. And if you just follow the rules, then it's not hard. I mean, if you violate a rule, they'll definitely deny a payout. I had that happen recently. I violated I took a trade that in the middle of the trade, it went into drawdown more than 30. It was a brand new Apex account, so I only had 2,500 to draw down in there. And it was being copy traded by my 100K account, which I'm willing to take more risk on. Wasn't thinking about the Apex rules. And so the trade went into drawdown by about $900, but it ended up coming back in profit, closed in profit, did not close as a loss. But the fact that the trade even went into drawdown $900, it violated the 30% rule of you can't be in a trade that goes more than 30% of your total drawdown limit. So, yeah, they denied a pretty sizable payout for that. But it doesn't mean you lose the account or lose the money unless you do it repeatedly. It just means that you got to go through another payout cycle, which is 8 days to be able to request another payout. Not a big deal for me personally. I still had, 15 other accounts that are taking payouts right now while that process plays out. So 15 other Apex accounts, 5 TPT accounts. Man, this sun. Let me turn this blind off. I have 20 on Apex. I was just saying the 5 that I requested the payout on that got denied. Obviously, I have to wait another payout cycle now before I can request those again. Come on, the plant's not dying. The plant's in good shape, man. 67 so is ultimately my target to long. Yeah. 66.70. It's pretty thin to the downside here, man. I crave sunlight, Christian. It does. That is what it needs, man. I promise you, after I get off stream today, I'll move it into the sun and allow him to flourish, to absorb some sunlight. The plant looks like it's hanging on to its last life. It's a, what is it called? A birds of paradise. So they're supposed to be a little droopy, but I don't know. I'll take care of them. I got you guys. Got some strong buying up here, dude. This is getting ready to blast through this level, I think. I'm going to drop down to the 5-minute here. I think it's getting ready to blast through this level. It's a bunch of liquidity overall, VC. It's a mixture, but it's just where this level right here is where mostly at the 66 there, boom. Just took some big orders right there. I was gonna say the 66.90 level, which is what it just absorbed orders, where it just absorbed orders. I think it's gonna create a little momentum here. Still some orders at 91.25 up to 92. So this line is actually a little high here. Getting a pullback. All the momentum here is to the upside on the book map. Now that doesn't mean that this won't come back down. It just means what I'm seeing currently on the book map says higher. You talking about this right here? I wouldn't consider it a breaker because we haven't swept a key level. So if we had swept a key level and then showed clear signs of reversal, you know, that's where I look for breakers. You got a breaker starting to form here on the 5 minutes with this. If you were to get price to come close below that level, but we have orders just going to the upside here. When we have consolidation, it's usually lit up on both sides of price. You usually have orders. It's usually thin, but you have orders lit up on both sides. The plant won't be on stream after the holidays, and we will know you murdered it. I'm not going to murder it, I promise. I will take very good care of him. I promise. He sent it to the basement. Oh boy, you guys are funny. We're lit up here. See, we are lit up here to 95 now, all the way up to 6,700. So from where we are currently, this whole range right here is lit up. We do have pullback to 65.83. So that would be down in this range. But the largest orders are lit up here to the upside. Coop, killing me, man. You should get a bonsai. It'd be interesting. Couldn't find a setup at all today. Yeah, no worries, man. It's a no news Monday. And it's early. I mean, it's only an hour into the session, so. I haven't taken anything now. Where was the VPR cloud? Was it down here? You're talking about this 1 hour? Down here? You handsome, bro. Appreciate that, man. Making my day. That's where you were targeting. I have not taken a trade since open, no. Nope, but we're getting that push that I'm talking about here up to the 6,700 level. At the 6,700 level here, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just watching. That's just where orders are stacked up pretty aggressively. Unfortunately, I'm about to have to hop off because I got class at 11. So I'm chilling, but I'm gonna still hang out here for a minute. Matthew, I think it depends on your style, man. I don't necessarily have a hard and fast rule that says no trading on No News Mondays. Some of my best days have been No News Mondays. So I don't have I think that you need to be patient and make sure that you're taking an A+ setup and not, you know, taking low probability trades, but that's the rule for every day, really. So, I mean, I think it's all about, you know, it's all about conditions and just patience. It's all, I mean, psychological discipline, the discipline that it takes to be successful in this is just, I can't emphasize it enough. You're right 90% of the time. Why don't you scalp? I do. I mean, I do scalp. You know, the reason I didn't take this, I mean, think about if I was targeting the, remember I just set up to the 6,700 level. We're getting the strong pullback right here. So a pullback into this gap and then potentially a move higher, I would have maybe been interested in something like that. But for me, it's just low probability for right now. And I'm not willing to take a chance on that. Practice, Matthew, practice. The more you do, it's one of those things, it's like a muscle, man. The more that you use it, the stronger it gets. So if you can just work on a daily basis, not FOMOing into trades, being fine with watching, even if you have a trade setup idea in your mind and you miss it, working on not feeling like, damn, I would have made this if I had taken that trade, or I really wish I had been in that trade. Once you get a grip on those feelings, and it's a constant battle. Even I have a problem with it, dude. I think might have been Tristan that I messaged the other day on a trade that I was like, man, if I had just held this, look how much I would have made if I had just held this. Like that, to me, that's not a good mindset to have. And even I struggle with it. You know what I mean? So I think really focusing on working on those sorts of shortcomings in your psychology, it builds on a larger scale to having more discipline. Yeah, Kyle, I will be, yeah. Cloud9, no, this is not Forex. This is ES futures, so S&P 500 and NASDAQ futures. Jump back on here for the PM. I might. We'll see. I have no Japanese class today. I do have a Zoom, but I might get on here. We'll see. This book map go to 67.30. There are some big orders at 67.20, but it thins out between 6,700 and that level. So from 6,700 up to 6,720, it's relatively thin. It's 10:40 though. I said I was going to hop off here at 10:40. So you guys be patient. Don't take bad trades. What's up, Jay? How's it going? I'm live every day at 9 a.m. on usual weeks. This week is obviously Thanksgiving, so Wednesday and Thursday and Friday I will not be live, but I'll be live tomorrow morning, and then next week we're back at it as usual, 9 a.m. every day. So Eastern time, yep. Kyle, typically between 1:30 and 3. That's when I'll watch the charts. I don't look for a trade before or after those times typically. But I got to run, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Is Thanksgiving going to mess with the markets? Yeah, it's closed on Thanksgiving Day. Friday after Thanksgiving is typically a terrible trading day, so I wouldn't recommend trading it. But we do have news tomorrow and Wednesday, so they could be potentially good days. So you guys be good. Thanks for being here. Drop a follow if you're new, if you haven't already, and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't done that. I'd greatly appreciate it. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay green if you're green. Don't make your losses worse if you're red. So God bless you guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you.